Welcome to Intuitive Seek. My name is Mary Train, and as an intuitive guide, energy healer, and meditation teacher, I aim to bring you a grounded approach to all things energy and intuition. Everything I share is with the hope to help you remember how your unique power of intuition is your own greatest teacher. Hello and welcome. Welcome to your intuitive week, your energy update for the week of September 8th. It does feel like there is a bit of a shift in energy for this week. And I wanted to thank a few of you who checked in last week and let me know what resonated and how you felt around the September energy impressions. And a couple of you really appreciated the "don't be a jerk" insight for last week. But I'm glad to hear that we resonated with that last week and that it was helpful for some of us. And let's get into the energy update for this week ahead. If you are new to listening to the energy updates, what I do is I go into a really nice meditation with clear intentions, with the intention to receive insight, guidance, messages, anything that we may need to know that will help us move through the week with more intention, more clarity, and with a focus on staying on purpose. And I always try to translate everything with as much clear sight as possible. But the most important thing about these energy updates is to trust your own intuition, to trust what resonates for you. If it feels like, yes, that's exactly what I needed to hear, then that is for you. But if it doesn't, then trust that. Really use these energy updates as a way to develop that trust muscle within so that you can continue to connect and understand and listen to the language of your intuition. And if you do need a bit of help around that, maybe a bit more support or insight, I do have my video that I put up on YouTube about trusting your imagination, using it as a translator for your intuition. And I will put the link for those in the show notes so you can check out the 2 YouTube videos that I have up now with new ones coming. And the link is there in the show notes as well to book with me if you need more focused one-on-one intuitive clarity, guidance, and energy healing. This is such a great time of the year to support yourself. There can be so many leaps and bounds of remembering and reclaiming that can be done right now. And if you are feeling that pull to find more clarity around your path of purpose, around where you need to be and go next, around who you are and what you're meant to do, why there are certain things that just don't seem as easy for you, even though you feel this fire, this desire within you that's pulling you towards that. That's what intuitive work and energy healing supports so deeply. So I encourage you to reach out for support if you are feeling that way and connect with me. Easy to do through the links in the show notes. All right. So this week of September 8th, what is the energy that we may be moving through? What do we need to know? What do we need to remember? What do we need to look out for? So the first thing that I experienced in the meditation was quite a strong image of pulling ourselves up, almost like on the side of a cliff, but not in a scary way, kind of like we've been hanging there. That has been where we are. But then we put our hands on the land, more fully onto the landing of the side of the cliff, and we are pushing ourselves up. We are helping to pull ourselves up. And it does feel like we'll need that strength this week to pull ourselves up, to pull ourselves through. That it may feel like it is easier or maybe what we need to be doing to stop and stay put and not move, not rely on any kind of strength, but there is an energy of needing to find our way, even with obstacles or challenges or meeting something in our week where we go, well, I don't feel like doing this. Why do I have to use so much energy on this? Can't it wait? Can't we just leave it and wait until tomorrow or the next week or the next week or the next year? But it feels like that is not the answer this week, that the clearer path is remembering our strengths, that we need to remember what we have, what we may have forgotten that we have. What problems are you facing? How do you need to fix it? What do you need to fix it? And do you have that ability already? Are you not seeing it? Have you been ignoring it? What are your strengths? What strengths have you forgotten? That felt like a big theme for this week as we were lifting ourselves up and moving on to the next phase, the next level, onto the new path after this big obstacle, these challenges, and the ease of which, once we've really pushed and pulled ourselves up over that cliff, there is an ease that comes. It's almost this feeling of, well, that wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. And that imagery and the feeling of pulling ourselves over onto the edge, I could feel it, the strength. I could feel it in our arms, our upper arms, our hands, our upper back. And this spotlighted so obviously to our hearts, to the strength of our hearts, to our heart energy, and that trusting our heart, that maybe that strength is actually the strength of your heart, the strength of trust that you are feeling guided by your heart, not ignoring where your heart is leading you to do. And that feels like this week we can care and tend and listen to our hearts in new ways, that there may be new clarity that comes through honoring and believing in the strengths of our hearts. And after we lift ourselves up, as we are sitting or standing or even kneeling on the edge of that cliff, but we're not close to the edge any longer, there is this calm. And the calm, where I felt into it through the meditation, it shifts into, after we've kind of overcome this challenge, it shifts into this deep observer energy. After we have remembered and found that strength and relied on it, that strength that we had forgotten, perhaps for some of us, the strength of our heart, we are ready to observe in new ways. Our attention is more heightened. We are ready to really pay attention. So after we have kind of found our way, we have made some strides this week, we are asked to observe. In the meditation, the air around us that we are observing started to sparkle. And it was at the light felt like more of a twilight, the in-between, kind of that liminal time. It wasn't quite clear whether it was dawn or dusk. And that is where we are right now. It's not clear where we are on our journey, but we know that we are in a transitional change. But the air around us in the meditation, even though it wasn't clear whether it was dawn or dusk, but liminal, there was a sparkle, different sparkles, sparks, light around us, catching our attention. And this felt very magical, as if this week, as we are moving into that observer energy, which feels like more towards the end of the week, that we are more open, if we allow ourselves to be, more open to signs and synchronicities, that there are whispers and messages just waiting for us. And as I was tuning into that, I was reminded of Cledons, the ancient Greek term for an innocent oracle, made popular by Colette Baron Reed, the fantastic intuitive and oracle card creator. And she speaks to the Cledon, the innocent oracle. And this is what we can remember this week, tune into. And what it is, if you aren't familiar with it, is in ancient Greece, people would be asking the gods for insight, for clarity, for guidance, and they would ask. They would ask for a sign, ask for a message, ask for an answer, but not waiting for the gods at the time to answer. What they would do is ask, and then they would go into the world, into the market, into public spaces, and wait for the answer to come from an innocent place, from someone who had no idea that what they were saying or sharing was the message. Whether it was a passerby or the person they were buying, their fruit from, they received that innocent oracle message through someone else. And that is what it feels like this week we could really connect with. That there are so many opportunities to receive this week. So if you are wanting clarity about something, this is the week to connect to it. Because even though right now it doesn't feel effortless to find the clarity, but there is a shift in energy where the guidance and focused clarity with the right intention is available. Looking to the world around you for what you need to know or remember or see or understand. This is the week for connecting to the magic around us, the magic of the world that is waiting for us to acknowledge. Take note of signs or synchronicities, but don't forget to ask for them. If this is resonating for you, you have to ask. You have to declare it. And trust yourself about how to ask, how to say. But if you are kind of stuck on that, a good way to do it or start would be, I am open to receive signs and messages from unlikely places. I am open to receive an answer for my question from unlikely places. Or you could be more specific. You could say, please show me a purple butterfly if I am on the right path this week. Please show me an orange feather if this is what I'm meant to do. Really start to work with the energy and have fun with it. Don't put pressure on yourself, but open yourself up to it. And trust when something feels like a sign. Take note, pay attention. Feel your connection this week. Maybe this is the strength that you've forgotten that you have. The strength of your connection to receiving and being able to have a dialogue with the universe around you. Take note of the signs and the synchronicities, how small or how large. Become a receiver for the insight and clarity and magic that is just waiting for you to connect with. And you can do this with animals as well. I'm going to offer the animal that came through in the meditation, but maybe you feel like connecting to an animal for yourself this week, and then ask to see that animal this week. And it may not be the physical animal, but it might be on a stamp or on a card or a painting on the side of a building or on an email that you get kind of randomly or on a receipt. Like there are so many different places and spaces that we can receive when we're paying attention. So move through your week with the intention to connect and receive. And that feels like so much clarity is available if we are open to co create by asking, by connecting, by having that dialogue. And this is another way to feel more grounded and centered. When you realize the connection that you have so deeply with the world around you, with the universe, with the energy, there is a calm that can come through the excitement of discovering it, rediscovering it. There can be a relief in feeling supported because you are so supported. And this is the week to remember that. It really feels like that. And then the animal for the week, offering us guidance, insight through their energy. The animal that came through in the meditation was the puffin, the very, very beautiful, very unique bird who kind of live on the side of a cliff, so very connected to the imagery. And I'm going to share a overview of the energy of the puffin. And as I share what the energy of the puffin represents, pay attention to what resonates with you. Pay attention to what I say brings you to in your life, makes you remember, inspires you to see, or where your thoughts go to. Where is this energy guiding you? So the puffin represents the energy of inherited wisdom, enduring love, abundance, natural talents and strengths, sensitivity, cooperation, transformation, inner resources, and communicating with all of your senses, including your extra senses. And I wanted to share a bit from this is astrology.com. They have a really beautiful overview around more of the spiritual meaning of the puffin. And I wanted to share this because intuitively I did feel as I read it that this insight could offer a lot of additional guidance to some of us as well. So again, from astrology.com, the puffin is a symbol of resilience, resourcefulness, and adaptability. It is often associated with the ability to navigate through difficult situations with grace and strength. The puffin also symbolizes renewal and transformation, as it undergoes a remarkable molting process during which its feathers change color. In Celtic mythology, the puffin is considered a messenger of the spirit world, bringing messages of guidance and inspiration. The puffin could also indicate that it's time to adapt to a new environment or embrace a period of transformation in your life. Pay attention to the messages the puffin brings and be open to new possibilities. So I felt like that was such a lovely kind of confirmation and even more guidance around this week ahead, staying open to signs and symbols and messages and clarity and guidance of the world around us. Now, the puffin energy can be accessed through looking at a picture. You can imagine the puffin in your mind's eye, get really still and meditate. Meditate with that energy and just allow your intuition to use your imagination to unfold the clarity and guidance that the puffin can bring to you, the clarity and guidance that the puffin can help support you with. But also, as I said earlier, connect to your own animal this week. Maybe it is the puffin, but maybe it's another one. The energy of animals in our natural world is such a great connector to start receiving in new ways from the universe and the world around us, almost like a bridge to that magic that is available in the unseen. So, yes, this is a week to remember your strengths, find them, rely on your strength, move through any challenges. Don't allow yourself to stop. Keep moving. Don't push yourself, but don't make excuses for yourself. Stay open to receive insight and guidance through signs and synchronicities. How can you have that dialogue with the universe around you? Pay attention to the sparkles, to the whispers, and yes, really allow yourself to be inspired. There's a lot of inspiration this week from unexpected places. And let me share some intuitive questions. These could be used as journal prompts, or you could answer them to yourself in a voice note. Answer one or all. Just really trust yourself, but they can help integrate kind of the insight from this energy update and help you connect even more to what you need to know for this week ahead. And the first question could be, what strengths of yours have you forgotten? And how can they help you now? What strengths of yours have you forgotten, and how can they help you now? And a second question, what clarity do you need in your life? What is not clear? What clarity are you wishing to receive? And how can you stay open to receive it this week? What signs are you going to ask for? What specific insight are you looking for? And then how can you stay open? Are you going to kind of keep track of it in the notes app on your phone? Are you going to kind of make your declaration as you leave your house in the morning? Commit to connection this week. And how can you do it? By first connecting to, what clarity do you need in your life? And the third question, describe a time when you received a sign from the universe. Describe a time when you received a sign from the universe. Think back to it. Trust the first one that comes. Describe it. And then once you've described it, can you see how that helps you this week? You may be surprised at how much it really does. And thank you. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Intuitive Seek. I would love to hear if you resonated with the energy that I am feeling, that we're moving through for this week ahead. I would love to hear about your signs and synchronicities. And if you have any other thoughts or questions, please do not hesitate to send me a message. You can look in the show notes. All of the links that I mentioned in the episode can be found there. Also, hugely appreciated if you subscribe or follow wherever you get your podcasts. And if you feel called to give some support, then you can share this episode with a friend, or you could leave a review. That is also so helpful. So thank you again. Be extra kind to yourself, and I will talk to you next week.
Hi, Auntie Mary. I just wanted to say something very,